Every electoral cycle brings a familiar narrative: vote for change, elect a new vision, transform the economy. Yet, in most advanced democracies, income and wealth inequality remain high or rise, regardless of which party wins. Empirical evidence shows that financial disparities are persistent and structurally embedded. Why? Because political power and economic power are distinct forces, and changing one does not reliably change the other. Economic power is about control of capital, credit, and productive assets. Banks, corporations, real estate, stocks, tech platforms. This is not determined by campaign slogans, it's shaped by long-term accumulation of wealth and ownership. In many economies, capital ownership grows faster than the overall economy, concentrating wealth among a small group. This pattern, sometimes called patrimonial capitalism, means inherited and accumulated capital outweighs what ordinary workers can earn. When wealth concentration is high, economic influence extends far beyond election day. At the ballot box, every citizen's vote looks equal, but research shows that economic inequality translates into political inequality. Wealthier individuals and organizations have disproportionate influence over policy agendas through lobbying, campaign financing, and media reach. Even if poorer voters turn out in larger numbers, this does not guarantee policies that reduce inequality. Why? Because the issues debated and framed during campaigns are often set by those with the resources to shape public discourse. Their priorities, tax codes, financial regulation, corporate subsidies, tend to reflect the interests of capital, not of workers. Economic inequality also affects who shows up to vote. Multiple studies find that in highly unequal societies, lower-income groups are less likely to participate in elections compared to wealthier citizens. When individuals feel their economic concerns are ignored, turnout drops, especially among those with fewer resources. This income bias in participation makes electoral outcomes more reflective of the preferences of better-off voters. Elections can shift policies at the margins, governments can adjust tax brackets, social spending, regulatory enforcement, but these shifts rarely alter the fundamental distribution of economic power. Why? Because economic power operates through institutions and markets that are largely insulated from electoral cycles. Financial markets react instantly to policy uncertainty, pressuring leaders to adopt business-friendly positions. Capital is mobile, it flows across borders faster than voters can cast ballots. Politicians, regardless of ideology, operate within constraints set by these economic structures. They may change rules, but they cannot control the underlying distribution of wealth, ownership, or market power without extraordinary measures. The result is a feedback loop. 1. Wealthy actors hold economic power. 2. Economic power buys political access and influence. 3. Political decisions shape policies that preserve economic influence. 4. Economic inequality persists or grows. This cycle weakens the capacity of democratic elections to serve as a corrective for economic disparities. When economic power structures are deeply entrenched, election outcomes reflect those structures rather than transform them. Across countries, public opinion surveys show broad concern that economic inequality and elite political influence are linked. In a recent global survey, majorities in dozens of countries said that wealthy individuals' influence on political systems contributes significantly to economic inequality. These perceptions align with research. Electoral systems alone do not guarantee redistribution or equal economic influence. Variations in electoral design, such as proportional representation, can have some effect on inequality, but results are mixed and conditional on broader power distributions. If elections alone don't shift economic power, what does? Structural changes that affect the distribution of wealth and influence, stronger labor organization and collective bargaining power, broader access to capital ownership, campaign finance reforms that reduce private money's influence, policies that meaningfully redistribute economic assets, not just income. These mechanisms operate outside the simple act of voting and require sustained public engagement and institutional reform. Elections are vital for political representation, but they are only one tool. Without addressing the deeper structures of economic power, the cycle of inequality will endure. Subscribe to understand systems, not just outcomes.